children have to learn how to control their emotions, right? And adults, that's like, we learn language and we control our emotions. So you don't see a lot of people out on Sunset Boulevard right now crying or screaming.
Well, actually, I mean,
then the
never-
police come. That's by the beach. So when you're in a couple and someone does name calling
Sure.
or does something contemptuous, or they're showing that contempt, they're actually they're wounded child, and because we all want to be loved unconditionally, and in the world that we were thrown into, we learn that we can only be loved conditionally, and this relates to you picking up the phone in the morning, or Scott Galloway virtue signaling, and like we all are getting fucking breadcrumbs. We want to be loved unconditionally, we can't, and so we get rich
We have to
or
provide value, so we get some condition of love.
conditional love.
Yeah.
Right. And that and again, that's a resentment factory, because then you trick someone and you're like, oh, you wouldn't even fucking be here if I didn't have a Lamborghini, or you wouldn't be here if I didn't wear this type of underwear. You know.
Aloe's really soft underwear, though. I'm just like, in case you're looking for any soft ones.
Is that a product
No,
placement?
no,
I
it's
thought
not
we
a
were
product.
just doing
Just
this.
Melrose, just Melrose. But it's interesting when you talk about the tap out, when you talk about this
Reflective
this
listening,
reflective
hearing
listening.
and matching.
And being we are a wounded child when we're dysregulated. I mean,
Right.
How does how do we all of a sudden switch on and off like that? I just don't understand.
Because you
when
get
it happens to me
triggered,
too.
you get triggered, and as soon as it's so unbelievable. Like, essentially, and listen, our parents did the best they could with the tools they had at the time, and yet they installed this series of triggers, be it by saying like, stop crying, use a fork, do this, and the way you learned how to be a productive member of society has these psychological ramifications.
Interesting.
So later in life, you get triggered and you don't realize that whether it's this image or this sound or something, and then you're dysregulated. And that's why I teach people to tap out, so the other person can tell them, listen, you're not showing up as your highest self right now, so we're going to take a half an hour and then we're going to revisit this issue.
I like that. The tap